Welcome guys to the Meet Damien channel. I'm Damien, and today's live stream we're going to be talking about Bitcoin. We're going to be talking about whether or not we might be getting a rally here in January. I see some promising signs in the charts here that could lead to Bitcoin climbing up to higher prices here, and altcoins getting a little bit of a rally as well. We're going to take a look at total market cap 3. We're going to take a look at US dollar tether dominance, USDT, and we're going to try and figure out what might be next here for Bitcoin if we're actually going to get a rally here. Thank you guys for coming into the live stream here. I am doing a YouTube and a TikTok live stream at the same time, so just bear with me. I'll try to get to your chat when I can. We'll take a look at whatever requests you guys want to look at. But right now we're looking at Bitcoin trading at 87,968. Let me get into Bitcoin first here, and then we'll take a look at the altcoins on the total market cap. But Bitcoin has just been ping-ponging between these levels here. You guys might have already noticed it yourself here, but levels to be looking out for below us is 86,800. We don't really actually go down to 86,800 and actually stay down there for too long here. Okay, you can see that on the candles here, we don't really stay too long. Let me get into the daily chart. The daily chart, every time we come down to 86,800, we get bought up real quick here. We get bought up real quick, bought up real quick. We don't actually close below 86,800. This $86,800 level is a level that I've been looking out for, because if I turn on the VRVP indicator, you'll see that there's a high volume node here. This high volume nodes here around 86,800. Okay. And now we're getting actually the point of control is starting to look more like 87,100, whereas that is the good majority of people have bought Bitcoin at 87,100. This is great because in the future, if we ever come back down to 87,000, we know that this could be a support level for us now that we're building up support here. But if Bitcoin's going to continue being bullish here, we got to get back up to like 90K, as you guys probably already know and heard. But we do have a high volume node here at 90,400. We got to get past 90,400, and then there's a little bit of more resistance at 91,400 as well. And then after that, I think it could be blue sky breakout for Bitcoin, where we might actually get a little bit more resistance at the 94K area. And then after that, we might actually charge right up to 102K here. Okay, where we got some high volume nodes sitting at there. We also got the 50-day moving average is sitting at about around 101K. So those are resistance levels that we're gonna have to work our way past if we do get up there. But right now, the short-term resistance areas is we got to get past 90K, 91K, and then also 94K here. Okay. But yeah, that's what I see here on Bitcoin on the daily time frame here. Let's move on to what I'm seeing here with total market cap 3, total 3, which is basically your altcoins. This is the market cap of crypto, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum, because those are like the two biggest cryptocurrencies. So this is just basically everything else, which is your altcoins. Okay, and just looking at the altcoin charts here. Let me get rid of the VRVP indicator for now. And what I want to show you guys here is, yeah, of course, look at the daily chart. We're basically round trip. We're basically at the same level that we were at when crypto was, for the altcoin market was trading back in July, before we got the good news about the stablecoin bill and everything else that kind of like sent the altcoins into like an altcoin rally in late summer, late July going into August. Okay, we're basically back at the same levels right before 4th of July here. Okay, you would think this should act as a support area for the total market cap for crypto here. If we go any lower, then we're probably going to be going into a bear market. So the prices that you're going to get on these altcoins, if you're inclined to buy some more altcoins, are relatively cheap all across the board. And if we do get a rally, it might be very nice gains here in January if we are going to get an altcoin rally. Okay, but are we actually going to get an altcoin rally? Well, if I turn on the momentum indicators here, okay, and I look at the market cipher B, you can see that money flow is starting to increase here. We have had negative money flow here but we are seeing money flow coming back up. We want to see more green. We want to see more green than we saw here in the beginning of December, and also the end of October. We want to see like the kind of green that we were seeing here in September and in August. Okay, but we are making higher lows here on the momentum wave. That's good to see here, and momentum is climbing up. We've already been through oversold territory here, and I think the market is ready to go up and at least get a bounce, right? At least a bounce, maybe a rally, who knows, maybe a bull run. Shall I dare say that? Okay. Here on the daily time frame here on total 3 as well, we do have a MACD crossover to the upside where the blue line is above the orange line, and that's leading the way. So that's good to see here. We want to start seeing some more green candles here that get, you know, more buying pressure candles here showing up on the MACD, justifying that we can stay long and stay bullish here on the altcoins here. Okay. And now if I move on to the 3-day chart, there was something here that I liked as well on the 3-day chart. Okay. Looking at the momentum indicator, the MACD. Okay. We're about to get a MACD crossover here on total 3. After we already had selling pressure dying down. And look at this. We have a green candle showing up here on total 3. So there's potential that we could see an altcoin rally going into January here, guys. All right. Not sure what the reason be. Maybe everybody that has been selling their crypto is done selling, and maybe now the buyers can actually pick up the ball here and start running with it, where we could see an altcoin rally going into January. That's why I titled this video possible altcoin rally in January, because look at this here. The selling pressure is dying off, and you're getting a green candle for the first time in a long time. You haven't had a green candle since like the beginning of October when Bitcoin was at $126,000. Okay. And this is good to see here. A MACD crossover where the blue line will lead the orange line to hopefully higher prices here for altcoins. Okay, so I see some good things here in the chart. Market Cipher B on a 3-day chart here for total market cap 3. You got a green buy dot, so that's good to see. And you want to see money flow start increasing and getting out of the red here and going into the green. I'm going to be paying attention to that. That hasn't really happened yet, but if we start getting an altcoin rally, you will start seeing green like you did back here in August and September on the total market cap Market Cipher B money flow indicator here. All right, let me just catch on the chat. I did a lot of talking there. Let me see what you guys have to say so far. D250 says, what am I trading? I was actually trading silver and gold earlier today, and I've been in Bitcoin and Ethereum longs. So I've been in like gold, silver longs, and Bitcoin and Ethereum longs. If you're wondering what I've been trading, that's what I've been up to. Umar says, so when do I think altcoins will go up? I think it might happen going into January, the way things are looking so far in the charts. Just because you know, selling pressure is dying down, that doesn't mean that we can't just see selling pressure increase. So like the bear case is that this ends up, you know, this is the best that we get. We maybe get like one or two green candles, and then we go back to red candles again. So that's the only thing here, is like it is a momentum indicator. You can't just rely on one thing here. But I think going into January, like a lot of fund managers, especially on Wall Street, they're going to look at, you know, their portfolios, and they're going to look at like, all right, which asset did well for us? We know gold and silver and commodities have been doing well, so they're probably going to take their money from commodities, and they're going to probably move it into like whatever wasn't doing well the last 2 or 3 months, which is Bitcoin and crypto. So you might see Wall Street start putting their money to work in crypto because they have long-term goals. They're going to try to buy the dip, which we already seen here in crypto, and they're going to hold on to it for at least a year or two. You know, maybe 5 years, 10 years, however long their time frame there is. But because we're coming up at the end of the year, the end of the quarter, they're going to make some decisions here as to like what to get into next. And you know, gold and silver, they had their run this past year, but maybe they start putting their money into to Bitcoin and crypto, and the stock market and technology stocks have been doing pretty well too. They might take some of their profits and move it into crypto here. So that's a possibility here. It's a theory. It's an idea. Is this market cipher B mine? No, it's not, but you can look it up here if you go into the indicators on TradingView. Market cipher B by Welo Trades is the indicator that I'm using right now. Okay, and I like it because you know, some people might think it's corny or whatever, but you do got some emojis here telling you that, you know, you should be bearish right here. And they got a little bear. Okay, they got top signals here telling you that, you know, things probably topping off. Whenever you see like the momentum wave get to like the top of these red horizontal bars, that usually means that you're probably topping out. Especially if you get these signals here that says top out, and then over here, vice versa. When you're bottoming out, it literally tells you bottom. Okay, and you got these little emojis here, and then of course they even got a bull emoji here saying that things are looking pretty bullish right now. Okay. So I like this market cipher B indicator personally myself. I didn't make it, but somebody else made it, and I like using it. Let's see. K2 Real says you use the MACD, but you thought it was a delayed indicator, also giving false signals sometimes. So you can't just rely on one indicator, but the MACD indicator is a pretty useful indicator here. How I trade with the MACD indicator here is, you know, let's say like, you know, here's a good example, right? You know, obviously things are looking bullish, and then you see the green candles here start turning light green. That's like your first warning sign, okay? When you see the green candles start turning light green, that means buying pressure is dying down. You could enter a short, or you could just wait for more confirmation. The confirmation that you'll be waiting for is for this blue line across the orange line to the downside. And then that is your confirmation that, yeah, things are going to get nasty out there. So you should probably sell your longs and maybe open up a short if you haven't done so already. And then you start getting these red candles. And then vice versa with the red candles, right? You get red, and then you start seeing light pink show up. That means the selling pressure is starting to die down. And then that's, you know, that's an idea for like maybe to try to take a long. But the thing is that, you know, with the selling pressure dying down, it can always start increasing again, like it did right here. And then it finally started dying down, okay? All right, but, you know, a confirmation signal, right, to get into a long would be when this blue line crosses the orange line to the upside. That's your confirmation signal that you're most likely going to start seeing some green buying pressure candles showing up, indicating that you can go long and stay long, okay? So that's how I usually trade the markets, the MACD indicator here when I'm you know, when I'm out here trading, swing trading or day trading, okay? But yeah, that's how I usually trade the MACD indicator, okay? And it's just one indicator. You got to look at the other things. You know, I look at the RSI, I look at the market cipher B, okay? And then of course, you know, I always put on the moving averages to see like what kind of move, you know, what kind of support there might be based off the moving averages and stuff like that, or resistance. So there's a whole bunch of indicators that I can use to figure out, you know, what might come next here. Thank you, Hikari, for following me here on TikTok. Appreciate that. Fox wants to look at the Solana chart. I'm just catching up on the comments here. Just, you know, bear with me, guys. And how do I sound? I want to make sure, I've got to double check, make sure the volume is good for YouTube here. All right, yep, I got my mic on, and let me know if the music's a little bit too loud. I try to turn it down a little bit more today. And we're listening to some 80s retro synthwave music here. If you guys want to look it up here on YouTube, this is the music that I'm listening to right now. 1991, Illusion of Memory, synthwave for the music here. All right, so let me write down Solana as a request here. And I did want to take a look at USDT dominance before I look at the request here for you guys, because USDT dominance was showing me some things that I like as well for potential altcoin rally. ADC says a coin launch tonight at 12 o'clock, target 2 million in 24 hours is going to be diabolical. All right. And let me just catch up. I think we just got some more new messages that came in here. Nate says gold or ETFs. Gold looks like it could probably continue climbing up to 4,500 at the very least and try to revisit the highs that it made on Sunday, I think, at the very least. But we'll see how it does after that. If we start going risk on, then, you know, money's probably gonna go into crypto and stocks, and it might actually leave gold and silver to go chase the potential gains in the stock market world, and also potentially buy the dip here in crypto. So just be on the lookout for that. I see Darren's in the chat. Good to see you, Darren. And MMA Esquire is also liking the live here. Thank you for liking the live, MMA Esquire. Appreciate that. All right. And King the Blue, thank you for following me here on TikTok. All right, let's move on to USDT dominance. This is Tether dominance, which I don't like the fact that Tether dominance is at 6.3% here. Okay, this means that people are still afraid and they're going to stable coins and they're not really trading crypto right now. But I did see some things here in the charts that makes me think like you know, Tether dominance might be done climbing for now. First of all, you know, Tether dominance hasn't really been this high since September of 2024. Okay, and August of 2024 when we had like the Japan carry trade fears in the market. Okay, so things are looking pretty bleak if we're just paying attention to Tether dominance. You know, another time that we also got this high or relatively high on Tether dominance was back here in April of 2025. You know, the first week of April when we had the Trump tariff scares, and then we had Liberation Day. There was a lot of fear in the market, and right now Tether dominance is trading like there's a lot of fear in the market. But could the fear actually be bought here? Okay, let's take a look at the momentum indicators below. And this is what I do like seeing here on the MACD, okay, for Tether dominance. This is the 3-day chart. Just keep that in mind. It's a pretty significant chart to be looking at. But you got a MACD crossover to the downside. The blue line is going below the orange line here, meaning that we're probably going to see some red candles start showing up. And they already started showing up here on the 3-day chart for Tether dominance. We want to see more red candles here. That means people are going to be getting out of their cash, getting out of their Tether, to go buy some altcoins and buy some crypto here. Okay, so we want to continue seeing that. This is a really great sign to see. This is why I think we could possibly have an altcoin rally in January. Okay, I'm a little bit more optimistic for January than I was, you know, for December, you know, back in November. Okay, just because things are looking like they're gonna try to turn around here. Because, you know, back here in November, right, yeah, we got some green buying pressure candles here on Tether dominance, okay, and that was when people were getting scared. But now we got, you know, buying pressure dying down on Tether, and now red candles showing up, and this makes me feel good about, you know, people putting their cash to work to try to make some money in crypto again. All right, and then market cipher B, another good indicator that I like using, you know, for the momentum indicators. We got a red sell dot that came in here on December 24th. Okay, momentum starting to come down. We are close to, we are at overbought levels here on Tether dominance. This leads me to believe that, you know, we should start seeing Tether dominance start going down. Okay, I want to see money flows start going down too, as well on Tether dominance. Let's see what it looks like on the daily time frame. You can see money flow is coming down on the daily time frame. We also got a red sell dot today here on Tether dominance. So I think people are ready to put their money to work and give it another go here on crypto. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing here with Tether dominance. Now we got to look at Solana, because that was one of the first requests here. All right, so we're gonna now look at the Solana, and I did talk about Solana yesterday. We identified that Solana was in a downtrend for the longest time here. However, Solana is getting out of downtrend, not in the best way. You know, I want to see like a V-shaped recovery. I want to see, like, you know, like an upward climb here on Solana, but Solana is just going sideways right now, showing that it's no longer in the downtrend. Okay, but we need to start creating an uptrend by actually getting some higher prices here on Solana. Okay, I see DZ's in the chat. DZ wants to look at Hyper, not Hyper Liquid. Okay, gotcha. And then you got a bunch of requests, SQD and THQ. All right, let me go ahead and write these down. So far, I haven't really had that many requests, so I think I could maybe do 2 or 3 for you. All right, but yeah, let's we're gonna look at Hyper, not Hyper Liquid, and we're gonna look at SQD, Subsquid, right? Yeah. And then you also got a request for Dog and Me. I actually was looking at Dog and Me. I forgot why it looked interesting. I didn't pull the trigger on it, but Dog and Me was actually looking interesting to me. And I forgot why. I was just looking at the chart. I was like, wait, wait a minute. Dog and Me, what? Could be a possibility for higher prices on Dog and Me. But we'll take a look at that one too. Thank you for the request here. Ali wants to take a look at Bitcoin. We already looked at Bitcoin early in the chat. Early in the live stream. I could look at it real quick and do a summary analysis after I'm done here with Solana, but we're going to look at Hyper after this one as well. All right, let's see. What else are you saying, guys, saying here in the chat? I think that's it for now. All right. Yeah, Benjamin, we'll take a look at Bitcoin. Let me just finish off here on Solana, okay? And I see Lauren A's in the chat. Good to see you, Lauren A. All right. So with Solana, right? If Solana's going to start climbing up to higher prices here, where could it go? I like using the VRVP indicator here. This is this indicator off on the right. It gives you the green and red, you know, buy and sells. The green's the buys, the red's the sells. And the majority of people that bought Solana, at least since August earlier this year, they bought right where this blue line is at. That's the point of control, the POC, sitting at 132 bucks. That's going to be the first area that Solana needs to get past before we continue to be more bullish here on Solana. Then you got some more resistance at 138 and also 142. Once you get past 142, there's a gap in the VRVP indicator, and Solana could jump up out of nowhere to like 154 to like 159 bucks here. And you know, after that, you know, we'll just have to see how Solana handles itself. But I'm think, you know, we should be just targeting $159 for the you know, short-term swing traders out there. For those who are in Solana for the long term, though, you do got a value area high, and this is going to be tough for Solana to do. But if Solana does get up to 204 bucks, I would consider clicking that sell button. Not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. You can do whatever you want with your money in your crypto, but I would actually consider myself clicking the sell button if Solana gets up to 204 bucks, and that's where that value area high is at. Okay, and I'll just throw in the moving averages real quick and see what the moving averages have to say. And if you're using the moving averages to make your decisions about where to sell, that 200-day moving average, that red line, is probably a good area to start clicking the sell button on Solana if you haven't done so already, and that's at 173 bucks. So you got some levels to look for here on the VRVP indicator here, but also you got the moving averages that you can use, the 200-day, the 50-day, and 100-day. I think anywhere between like 164 to 177 should be a good area to try to offload Solana if you got Solana, you know, spot bags. I myself, I would like to try to offload at that area if I can. So we shall see what January does here for us. Okay, I would actually like to sell some of my Solana at 140, 150 bucks, but I might just do a trailing stop loss where the price moves up and my stop loss moves up with it. And eventually, if Solana price comes back down again, you know, then my stop loss will get triggered with a trailing stop loss. Let's see, we got someone here asking me what EMA am I using. So I use, let me just clean up the charts here a little bit. So for the moving averages here, the 200 days that red line, the 100 days that blue line, the 50-day moving average is the green line here, and I use this white line is this 21 exponential moving average, the EMA, and that is always closely following the price, you know, no matter what. And it doesn't matter if I'm in, you know, the daily time frame, the 4-hour time frame, the 1 hour, or the 15-minute time frame. The 21 EMA will closely follow the price, and when, you know, things are bearish, this 21 EMA will act as resistance until it no longer is resistance. And right now, you know, Solana's been having a hard time getting above this 21 EMA. That right now the 21 EMA is at 126 bucks. All Solana has to do is get up to 126 bucks, and we're back to being above the 21 EMA again. Okay. If you do that and you stay above it for a few days, then I think we could be making a bull trend, an uptrend here on Solana. All right, let's move on from Solana. Somebody wanted to took a look at Bitcoin. I already looked at Bitcoin, but here, let's take a look at it one more time. The Bitcoin price is currently trading at 88,180. I already identified levels here to look out for with Bitcoin, and that's using the VRVP indicator. One more time here. You can see that we got a high volume node here at 84K, another high volume node here at 86,800, high volume node here at 90,400, and another high volume node here at 91,400. And I already put these lines here, so I don't really have to look at them again. But you know, the VRVP indicator is generating these areas of interest, which is where I would expect Bitcoin to either get support or rejected. And right now we've been trading tight, very tight. Okay. Let me get rid of the VRVP indicator, but you can see that we've been trading very tight between 86,800 and 90,400. Anytime you're close to 86,800, I would be looking for longs. It seems like that always happens around the afternoon time after Wall Street gets done selling. We can buy some cheap Bitcoin, but it looks like you know, Wall Street actually decided to buy Bitcoin earlier this morning, because we did see Bitcoin go up to like 89K. 89,300, and I actually took a little bit of profit myself at 89,300, only because on the 4-hour time frame here, we did have the 200 moving average, that red line right here. I know there's a bunch of red lines, but this red line right here is the 200 moving average on the 4-hour time frame, and that's where I took partial take profit on my Bitcoin long. Now I'm still in a Bitcoin long right now, and I'm targeting, you know, 90,000. You know, actually I think I just put 90,000. I don't really need to be too greedy. But, you know, I would try to take profit once you see 90K. Anywhere between 90K to 90.5K is where I would try to take profit on the rest of my Bitcoin longs. And then we'll just see how Bitcoin handles this up, because we know that when Bitcoin comes up to like 90,400, 500, it gets rejected. And then we have to start all over again. Okay. But if Bitcoin doesn't get rejected at 90,500, then we're looking for 91,400, which is not that far away. And then on costs after that, I believe we are looking for 96K, because if I zoom out here and I put on that VRVP indicator one more time, you'll see that there is some high volume here at 95, 96K. Okay, so if we do get past 96K, then there's a gap in the VRVP, and there won't be more resistance until we get to like 102K. That is your next level for Bitcoin to the upside, and we'll just have to take it one day at a time. Right now, you just got to get past 90,000 and stay above 90,000, and then I think 95, 96K comes after that. All right, we got Steve Hickey's in the chat. Steve Hickey says, "Meet Damien. Hey, brother, hitting that like button for you. Thank you, appreciate that." Yeah, guys, definitely smash that like button. When you do that, we're able to get some more people to show up to the live streams here. So I appreciate you guys smashing that like button for me there. So at least you can do it. It doesn't cost you anything. All you gotta do is hit that like button. For my TikTok guys, all you gotta do is double tap the screen, and we'll get the likes going up here. Appreciate that. DZ says all-time low. This is the time to buy alts and dump when the market is back up again. Okay. Yeah, I'm right there with you. That's why I haven't got rid of all my spot bags. I still have Solana and Sui, and I'm thinking like January is like going to be a good month to try and get rid of some more of my spot bags here. But let me see what else you guys saying in the chat here on TikTok. Ivan, thank you for following me here on TikTok. Appreciate that. And yeah, let's see. Yeah, I think that's it. We're gonna start working through these requests here from DZ. DZ gave me a bunch of requests here. We'll take a look at Hyper, and then I want to look at Dog and Me, and then if I got some more time, we'll take a look at SQD. All right, but yeah, we'll take a look at Hyper first as the next request. Hyper USDT on Binance. Okay. So we'll get into the daily time frame. It's a good place to get started. Unless you want me to look at small time frames here, just let me know, DZ, if you want me to look at smaller time frames here. But we're looking at Hyper currently trading at 12 cents, up 1.1%. I think we were looking at this chart earlier, trying to game plan along here, right? I like the fact that Hyper is actually making ever so slightly higher lows here. Since December 18th, the lowest low came down to 11.5 cents. Right now we're trading at 12 cents, and we're just making higher lows here, which is gonna frustrate the crap out of the bears and the short sellers, because they're not able to push the price down lower than 11.5 cents here. So you could actually put your stop loss, right? If you're gonna buy Hyper Liquid right now, I'm sorry, not Hyper Liquid, Hyper. If you're gonna buy Hyper, I just put the stop loss below this candle wick lows here, so you're not risking too much. You're only risking about like 6.8% for your spot bags here. And where are we trying to get up to? Well, you know, we have some candle wick highs here at like 17 cents, and yeah, basically like 17 cents here. We also got the 50-day moving average as a target that we could try to aim for, so maybe we could try to go for like 17 or 18 cents. So I'm gonna just say, just to be on the safe side, you don't always want to squeeze too much because you never know if you're gonna actually hit these targets here. But if you put your take profit target right below the 50-day moving average, it's most likely gonna hit. Okay. And right now you're targeting that 50-day moving average, and you got a risk-reward ratio of 5.54 because your stop loss is only going to stop you out, and you're going to lose 6.8%. However, you're risking 6.8% to try and get 38%. I think that's a decent long to try to take here on Hyper here. All right, and you're just targeting that 50-day moving average if you can. Let me turn on the VRVP indicator, see what the VRVP indicator has to say for levels. So for levels here on the VRVP indicator, you got a point of control, a blue line here. This is the highest volume node. Majority of people over the last few months here have been buying Hyper at like 15 cents. So what you can do on this long here is you buy now, and you can take a partial profit, or your first take profit target is going to be that point of control at 15 cents, and then your second take profit target is going to try to be like 17 cents or even 18 cents, where this 50-day movement average is at. And that'll be your second take profit target. I'll be trying to close out the position once we get there if you're trying to day trade this thing. DZ says you bought $20,000 worth of Hyper. You've been waiting for 2 weeks now. Okay, well, as long as you're putting in that stop loss just in case it doesn't play out here, I hope it does play out for you, because you know, if that, you know, the take profit target, you'll make 38%. Just getting back up to the 50-day moving average. However, if you just target the POC here at 15 cents, you'll make still about 21% on your investment there, DZ. So worth, I still think that's worth it. 20% is nothing to sneeze at. Thank you, Curtis, for following me here on TikTok. Appreciate that. OFG 42, where do I think Bitcoin will go next? Well, we just looked at Bitcoin, but I think Bitcoin wants to go up rather than go down, just because it's been making higher lows on the chart, frustrating the crap out of the bears. Just like Hyper's doing. Hyper's also frustrating the crap out of the bears right now, making higher lows here on the daily time frame. I didn't get a chance to look at the momentum indicators. Usually the momentum indicators tells me if things are going to be bullish or bearish. You know, looking at the MACD indicator and market cipher B with the money flow tells me like what the direction of the market might be in the next, you know, few days. And if I'm like day trading and using the 1 hour time frame, it tells me like what the direction of the market might be in the next few hours. All right, so that's that. Let's take a look at Dog and Me. I forgot why I looked at Dog and Me, but it did catch my radar. It was on my radar like a day or two ago. So it's interesting that you're mentioning it now as a request here. Dog and Me. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think that'll be one of the reasons why. I think Dog and Me is still in a downtrend here. Okay. 21 EMA, this white line, which closely follows the price action, has been acting as resistance. We do get above it every now and then. Okay, but we don't stay above it for too long because we're still in this downtrend here on Dog and Me. And I mean, do I really need to chart it out? Like, you can see that you're making lower high, lower high, lower highs, lower highs. And of course, you're making lower lows here on Dog and Me. Now, you know, what does Dog and Me need to do to try to reverse this trend and actually do an uptrend? Well, it needs to start making higher lows, higher highs, instead of lower highs, lower lows. Okay, so I would like to see this possibly be the lowest low right here, and then we make a higher low at some point. That'd be nice to see here. Let's look at the oscillators. See what the oscillators. The oscillators will tell me if this thing is going to start changing direction here. So one of the oscillators, the momentum indicator that I like to use here is the MACD. And selling pressure was starting to die off here, but then what the hell was this all about on the daily time frame here? Selling pressure was dying down, then it started increasing again. And then here in the MACD crossover, right, or the moving averages on the MACD, yeah, you had a crossover to the downside, and then it looked like you were about to have a crossover to the upside, and then you got rejected. You got rejected on Monday, like yesterday. What the hell's up with that? So to me, it looks like Dog and Me is not done going down yet. I think that's the reason why I didn't actually get into the trade, even though Dog and Me has been beaten up quite a lot already. Here on the market cipher B indicator here, money flow is still in the red. I want to see money flow start curving upward and start trying to head towards, like, you know, green. Like, you see, this is where money flow is curving upwards towards the end of November, then going into December. Then in December, money flow is in the green. That's what you want to see. You want to see this curve to the upside and money flow going into the green. Right now, I'll just settle for, can you just start curving up? You don't have to go money flow in the green just yet, but like, can you start heading towards, like, you're gonna try to go towards green? And then also here on the you know, the ebbs and flows of the market here, you get the green buy dot, red sell dot. Right now, the last dot is a red sell dot on Monday. But if you could just start climbing up to higher prices here, you'll get that green buy dot showing up again, and then that would justify at least, you know, another day or two of maybe seeing some upward price action here on Dog and Me. But you haven't got that yet. What's it look like on a 3-day, just out of curiosity? Well, you kind of making higher lows here on the momentum. That's interesting. 5-day? Yeah. Not really much to talk about here on the 5-day. But here on the 5-day, the MACD is showing something better here for Dog and Me. Selling pressure is dying down, and you actually got some green candles showing up here on the 5-day chart. Ooh, and it looks like you're kind of getting close to doing a MACD crossover. Is that why you're excited about Dog and Me? Because on the 5-day chart, you know, it looks like Dog and Me is ready to start going up to higher prices here. Or maybe I should say it is ready to not go down to lower prices. How about that? Oh man. All right. Let's see. So Dog and Me. I didn't really give you price targets here, did I? No, not really. Let's get back in the daily time frame here. So price target, you know, to the upside, get above that 21 EMA at 1830. Then we can start talking about being a little bit more bullish here around Dog and Me. And then the next moving average to try and get up to is going to be this green line, the 50-day moving average, sitting at, we'll just call it 2640. Right now, price is trading at 1460. So maybe Dog and Me can get up to that 2600 level. And that's the level where you were trading sideways back here in like the middle of October going into the middle of November. I feel like whoever bought Dog and Me here, they probably thought they were buying the bottom, only for the thing to just continue going down further. So if they're not in it for the long run, if they're just like a swing trader and they're not a long-term investor, then they're probably going to click the sell button when Dog and Me gets up to like 2600, 2700. And they'll just be back at break even, and they go try their luck somewhere else. But yeah, that's Dog and Me in a nutshell there. Let's take a look at SQD. On Binance, maybe? Yeah, sure. The Sauce was asking, is that gold? No, we were looking at a cryptocurrency there, the Sauce. It was actually a meme coin that we were looking at called Dog and Me. But I was talking about gold and silver in yesterday's live stream. You're welcome, DZ, for the TA. We're finishing up here. We're going to look at the SQD for you. And I think that's it. That's it for requests here, because I gave you 3 already. All right, looking at SQD, currently trading at 0.096 pennies. And we don't really that many. Well, I mean, well, we're starting to get the 200-day moving average here at 11.5 cents here. That's where Subsquid got rejected. We came out to like 0.1148 pennies here on Binance Exchange. So if you think TA means nothing, then you're not really paying attention. You probably don't know how to use TA. But the TA is being respected here, at least on the 200-day moving average. Someone decided to take profit because they saw that 200-day moving average showing up here at around 11.5 cents here. Okay, right now we're now hanging above the 50-day, and the 100-day is trying to cradle us and act as support for now on Subsquid. Well, let me just zoom out here. I'm going to now turn on the VP indicator because I feel like that is a very useful indicator to figure out the volume here, figure out the significant price levels to be looking out for. And we have a value area high at 12 cents here. I think that should be a take profit target for Subsquid. It's right above the 200-day moving average right now. So anywhere between like 11.5 to like 12 cents. That's your sweet spot to get out of any longs here on Subsquid, and also take some profit on your spot bags if you got some. To the downside, if Subsquid decides to just drop down on us, I mean, we got that 50-day moving average acting as support at 9.5 cents, but the VP indicator is showing that, you know, if you lose 9.5 cents, you could come down all the way to this POC probably at what is that, 7 cents roughly. This blue line, yeah, basically about 7 cents. And 7 cents has acted as support in the past, back here in November and also here in September earlier this year. And it's funny, we're saying this year, right? This year is about to be over soon. We're about to have 2026, but yeah, 7 cents is a good target for shorting, and also probably a support area for you to try to add some more longs on SQD if it does get down to 7 cents. And I think 7 cents should act as support. I'd be out of my mind if it just blows right through it, because then all the people that bought here at 7 cents, like, they're not going to click the sell button unless you lose 7 cents. They're just going to be at break even. So less likely for them to sell, which means less selling pressure, which means price could probably bounce off of 7 cents if it does come down there. Tribe RCS is asking what is trading and where do you start? Well, you start trading crypto on one of these cryptocurrency exchanges, and I am partnered up with WEEX exchange here. Since you're on TikTok here, let me just show you the link for to get onto WEEX exchange. But right there, that's the link to join WEEX. Okay. And there's the yeah, that's the link, and my referral code is that XVDP code right there. For my YouTube guys, you can literally see it on your screen. It's on the bottom left with the banner WEEX. It says my referral code is XVDP to get started with WEEX exchange. And when you do get started with WEEX, you know, it's gonna look something like this, right? These are some of the positions that I'm in right now on WEEX. And yeah, you get started with WEEX, right? You know, whenever you're ready to start trading. You got Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin. Now these are the futures here. They also got regular spot as well. If you want to get into spot trading and not using leverage, you can do that here on WEEX as well. And all right, yeah, they finally got the chart going up here now. Ooh, what is that? Tax G coin. Oh, all right. All right, back to the chats here. Hopefully that answers your question there. And if you guys join up with that referral code, I get 70% commissions on all the trading fees that you do with WEEX exchange. So it does help me out. That's one way to support this channel, is to actually go on WEEX exchange and start trading there. with my referral code. I also have a MEXC account. I'm partnered up with them as well, and you can trade with MEXC. I don't have the link on TikTok because there's only so much I can put here on TikTok, right? But if you come onto the Meet Damien Discord, and the link to join the Meet Damien Discord is right there. It's free to join, doesn't cost you anything. Alright, and it's gonna bring you over to my Discord. Let me see, the Meet Damien Discord. Alright, so this is the Meet Damien Discord, and over here on referral links and bonuses, you can join MEXC Exchange right there by clicking on that link right there on the Meet Damien server here. And they do have some nice thing here. If you register now for MEXC, you get a $30 bonus, futures bonus. Where I think what they'll do is they'll let you, they'll give you $30 to play around with, and they might give you like 20x leverage, so it ends up being like probably like a $600 position. And you can buy, you know, roughly probably like $600 of any cryptocurrency you can find using the links here to join MEXC Exchange. Of course, there's my my link for WEEX as well. I got one here for Coinbase, one here for Kraken, and if you want to use TradingView, I also got a link here where you can earn $15 on your subscription for TradingView. Alrighty, let's get back to the chats here. I feel like I did a lot of talking there. Gotta take a sip of water. You know, for my TikTok guys, I kind of want to just flip the camera here. Maybe you guys can take a look and see. You know, I feel like you guys never get a chance to see me, right? So let me see. I just flip the camera here. All right, where is this camera thing? Flip camera. Yep, there we go. Yeah, so this is me. I am Meet Damien. This is Damien here on the live stream. I guess I could probably like position the camera so you can kind of see like the TV in the background. And you can still see what I'm looking at on the charts. I'm watching my own live stream on the TV here behind me. See, if I did something like this, you can kind of see my place here. Got like a shovel in the background because where I'm at, I had to shovel some snow recently. But yeah, this is me on TikTok. I'm going back and flip the camera now because I feel like you guys actually come here to look at the charts. I don't know if you guys actually come here to look at me, but maybe I can do a TikTok live stream where I can do you know, I can look at the charts and then you guys can also look at me at the same time with TikTok Studio. We shall see. We shall see. But yeah, definitely hit that like button, guys. Double tap that screen. Appreciate that. Let's see what my guys here on YouTube are saying here. So it's just DZ and Steve Hickey, Lauren, and Kevin. I'm sorry, Kevin. I forgot to say hi to you as well. You said good afternoon. Appreciate that. DZ thinks a lot of the meme coins are looking pretty juicy. Let's take a look at another meme coin here. Which one do I like? I like Pengu as one of my favorite cryptocurrencies, favorite meme coin cryptocurrencies. But yeah, Pudgy Penguins has been beaten down. You've done a round trip. You're at the same price you could have bought Pudgy Penguin back here in June. 6 months ago. All this price action just gone to waste here. That's unfortunate. I can understand why people are like beating up about crypto here. But usually when crypto gets beaten up, when the prices get beaten up, that's like the best time to try to buy. So if you're bullish here on crypto, then you might want to try to at least start dollar cost averaging into some of these coins here. And Pudgy Penguins, I think, is one of the better meme coins out there in my opinion because they're a Solana validator, so they're actually earning money validating Solana transactions. And then they also got a merchandise store. So you could buy Pudgy Penguin t-shirts and Pudgy Penguins whatever, you know, a Pudgy Penguin backpack for your kid or whatever. And because they're making money, that means they're gonna be around for a while. So I don't think, you know, Pudgy Penguins are gonna just disappear on us. Let's see. Tak Vog says, "What do I think about WEEX?" You want me to take a look at charts for WEEX? Is that the request here? All right. Oh, hey Jessica, how you doing, Jessica? How are things with you? We're looking at some cryptocurrencies here. We're looking at Pudgy Penguins. So this is like a cute meme coin with a penguin on it. On the daily time frame, Pudgy Penguins is getting beaten up every time it gets up to the white line here. It gets rejected. I mean, there was a few days here in the beginning of December where it tried to stay above the 21 EMA, but then it lost it in the middle of December. So I think right now we just got to get above 0.0096 pennies, and then we can start being more optimistic and bullish here on Pudgy Penguins. Of course, you're gonna have to get above the last lower high here at 0.013 pennies, and then also get above the last lower high here at 0.0166 pennies. But you start doing something like that where, you know, I mean, all you gotta do is, right, start going up. You'll get people excited again. Maybe make a higher low, come and visit the 21 EMA, make a higher low, and then start shooting up to higher prices here. Maybe get rejected at the 50-day moving average at 0.018 pennies. But you start doing something like that, then you're making the case where you're no longer in the downtrend, and you're starting to form the beginning of an uptrend here on Pudgy Penguins. But we shall see. We shall see. Let me turn the VRVP indicator to see what Pudgy Penguins has to say. Where prices might go next. So we got a very important line here. This blue line is the point of control. This is where the majority of people bought and sold Pudgy Penguins over the last, we'll say, 6 months here. And that blue line is sitting at 0.011 pennies. You do that, and I'll be more bullish on Pudgy Penguins. And then you don't get really that much resistance until you get up to about a penny and a half. So I think a penny and a half to like 0.017 pennies should be a good take profit target for Pudgy Penguins, and I believe that's that should be from where we are right now, just getting back up to a penny and a half. It's about a 65% gain, and just getting up to that 50-day moving average, that green line, it's about an 80% gain, 88%. So Pudgy Penguins, a lot of upside, and then your downside, you know, I don't think you're really risking too much. All you gotta do is put your stop loss right below the lowest lows over the last couple of weeks here at 0.087 pennies, and you're risking about 11%. So you're risking like 11%. Try and get maybe 88%, or even like 58%, or trying to go up to this point of control here at and get you about like 21% on your gains here. But yeah, if I'm spot trading this, I'm probably gonna be looking for a penny and a half to like 0.17 pennies here. 0.017 pennies, yeah. Thank you, James, for following me here on TikTok. James Rowland wants to look at Toshi. Yeah, we could look at Toshi. Sure enough. Don't forget to hit the like button. Double tap that screen. Kiko wants to look at Waifu. Alright, you guys getting busy here with the requests. Alright. Toshi. And then Waifu. And I just seen another request here for Cardano. Alright. Let's get to work here. We'll first take a look at Toshi. So we can see that Toshi currently trading at 0.002951 pennies. I'm just going to say 29.50. Okay, is where is where Toshi is trading at. And look at the daily time frame here. Let me get rid of this for now. Get rid of that. But just using the VRVP indicator here, point of control for Toshi, 4180. You just try to get up to 4180. That's about a 41% gain on this crypto. I believe Toshi's another meme coin here, so it's gonna probably have some sick gains if it does start running here. Get past 41 cents, then you have some more high volume here at did I say 41 cents? But you know what I meant, 4100. Once you get past 4100 and 5300, it looks like it could be another high volume node here, and that's about a 79% gain. And then of course you got the 200-day moving average, this red line here, and that could get you 96% gain, almost a double from where we are right now. And we got Christine Joy 21's in the chat. Hello, Christine Joy. You seem pretty new here. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I'm trying to get some more subscribers. I get a good amount of people. I have like over 100,000 views on YouTube with all the videos that I've done, but I feel like my subscribers is lacking. You guys like watching me, you're just not subscribing. But if you subscribe, I appreciate that. Anything that you do on this channel, I appreciate that. You like it, you subscribe it, you share the video with your friends. I appreciate all of that. Thank you guys. All right, so yeah, this is what we're looking here for Toshi. I think, yeah, about 4100 should be the next target to the upside, and then 5800, where the 200-day moving average should be another, take profit target. Take profit target 2, and then take profit target 1 is going to be this blue line here at 4100. All right, we'll move on from Toshi. We'll take a look at Waifu. Are we looking for Waifu, or you looking for dog with hat? Is that the? Because I know that's what whiff is. A filmmaker wants me to look at Zcash. All right, so look at Zcash after Cardano. All right, dog with hat. What exchange do I want to look at? Actually, let me just type in whiff. All right, yeah, dog with hat on MEXC, sure. So it looks like dog with hat is currently trading at a little bit less than 28 pennies here. And what do we got here? You're near the lows, pretty much the lows for the year. You have been lower, but that was only during that scam wick here on October 10th, where there was like a big giant liquidity crisis in crypto. I don't like this downtrend that we're in on dog with hat. I want to get above this 21 EMA. 21 EMA is sitting at 34 cents, which is almost like right where that point of control is sitting at 37 cents. You get past 34, 37 cents, and then there's a gap in the VRVP indicator, and then you might get a little bit of resistance at this 50-day moving average at 48 cents, which is kind of like where another high volume node is sitting at. Then you got another high volume node here at 54 cents. So I'd be taking profit. First take profit, probably be the point of control at 38 cents. Second take profit target is going to be this other high volume node here at 54 cents. But I mean, you can start selling even if it gets up to like 48 cents. So between 48 cents and 55 cents should be your second take profit target, in my opinion here, just looking at the charts. Anything good going on the RSI? Is there any like possible bullish divergence showing up on the chart here? Nah, I don't really see bullish divergence. I mean, I don't know. Do you want to call this bullish divergence, where you're making lower lows on the price here, but you're kind of making a higher low? I don't know. To me, I don't know, maybe. It could be a maybe. But you are making obviously a lower low here on price. And this kind of looks like a higher low. Oh shit, I messed that up here. Sorry about that. Oh my god, what am I doing here? Alright, let me fix this here. Is that higher low? Right now the RSI is at 32, and this is saying 31.38, so yeah, barely. You are kind of getting some bullish divergence going on here. So maybe Dog with Hat is ready to start bottoming out here. We shall see. Ask me about this cryptocurrency and another live stream, like, you know, later on this week or next week. We'll see if it's the bullish divergence is playing out, and maybe you make a higher low, or maybe you make like a double bottom and then start pumping up. KS is asking about Pepe. You're trying to look at Pepe after Zcash. Alright, we got a good amount of people showing up here on the live stream. We got 20 people on TikTok. YouTube is a little bit lacking here. But we got, I just saw like, you know, 20 people here on TikTok. Appreciate that. Let's move on from Dog with Hat. We're going to take a look at Cardano. I believe I got Cardano on my watch list here. It's one of the popular layer 1 high market cap cryptocurrencies out there. Cardano currently trading at 35 cents, down 0.62% today. And I think Cardano was also making possible bullish divergence. It might be a little bit more obvious than Dog with Hat here. But you're obviously making like lower lows here on the price. And then here on the RSI indicator here, you are making higher lows here on the RSI. So Cardano is getting bullish divergence, and at any moment, you know, you would think it would start climbing up and making higher prices and start making a higher low, higher high here. Well, let's look at the MACD here real quick. MACD in the daily time frame, you did have some buy pressure candles coming in after you had that MACD crossover to the upside last Friday, and you got a MACD flip to the upside. But it's looking kind of weak. Like, we need to see more money going into Cardano here to get people excited. Yeah, you know, we got to get more buying pressure showing up here. It's just not happening so far for Cardano. Let's look at the market cipher B indicator. Okay, this is a good start of something good here, where the money flow was starting to curve up and go to the upside here. But then you just went flatline over the last couple of days here, so that's no bueno. And then you got a red sell dot here, when you should be looking for a green buy dot and then see this momentum continue. So something happened between the last couple of days here, where Cardano lost this momentum to go to higher prices. It was ready to go to higher prices, but then it lost this momentum. And you kind of see that here, like, you know, Cardano was ready to go to higher prices here on Friday, last Friday. Had a nice Saturday, and then Sunday, and then Monday, all of a sudden it got dumped on. So, Cardano, that's just not gonna cut it, man. But if you're able to start catching some bids and get above this 21 EMA, then, you know, it could be blue sky breakout where Cardano could get up to that 50-day moving average at 55 cents before it gets rejected. Let me just turn the VRVP indicator real quick one more time. Yeah, you get past 41 cents, and then you got some more possible resistance at 46 cents, and then nothing here until you get up to like 53, 55 cents here. So those are your targets for Cardano to the upside. Do I really have to go over downside targets? I mean, you're pretty much near the lowest lows for the year. Do not go lower than 34 cents, or it could be game over for Cardano. And, you know, We'll have to figure out what the levels are later, but I'm trying to be bullish here because you should really be looking for longs and putting in like a relatively tight stop loss, so you don't have to lose too much. But I think, you know, after getting beaten down like this on Cardano, you should be looking for longs. KS says, have I heard of Landwolf on Ethereum? Pepe's beta? No, I haven't. That's new to me. There's always something new being created or started in cryptocurrency world, cryptocurrency space. It's hard to keep up with everything that's going on in crypto. I just stick to following the charts here. But I know there's some people that talk about the news, talk about new projects and stuff like that. And that's fine and dandy and whatnot. But if it's a brand new project, I'm not able to pull up on the charts because the only way I'm able to get these charts here, like, you know, for Cardano, is because it trades on Coinbase Exchange. So if it's not trading on an exchange, then I'm not able to actually chart it out on the TradingView charts here. Do I think we'll ever see $1 Cardano again? If so, when? $1. How far is that? Jeez. We haven't seen $1 Cardano. We didn't even see $1 Cardano when Bitcoin was at 126K in all-time highs in October. We did see 95-cent Cardano in September, and then all right, we did get up to $1 Cardano in August 14th, and that's it. You're asking for a lot. You're basically asking for Cardano to go from where it is now to the highs of the year for 2025, and I think that's a lot to ask for. So maybe my answer to that is maybe the end of 2026, if we actually end up having a bullish 2026. You know, maybe we had a sideways flat year for Bitcoin, and then Bitcoin decides to actually hit 200K in 2026, and then you'll see Cardano go to $1 or more for sure. Yeah. Thank you, Mario, for sending me the heart me. Appreciate that. All right, so I think that's it for Cardano. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Zcash. I do got Zcash on my watch list. Let's see what Zcash is doing. Zcash currently trading at $529.39, down 2% today. So Zcash has a nice chart pattern here. Let me just get rid of the VRVP for now. But, you know, it's been up and to the right for Zcash, and it started being the talk of the town in October, right after Bitcoin topped out. Now, there's some theories as to why that's the case. A lot of these Bitcoin whales, they're selling their Bitcoin or swapping it out for like Zcash, where Zcash is like a privacy coin, and then they'll take their Zcash and use that. They'll send it to like another exchange or whatever, and then go buy some other kind of cryptocurrency, maybe an altcoin, and it covers their tracks where they can't, you know, regulators or whoever I guess you say regulators and the IRS or whatever, they're not able to figure out, you know, what these whales are doing with their money, because Zcash is a privacy coin, and it covers up their tracks. It allows them to buy another altcoin without there being a paper trail or being able to be found on the blockchain. So I think that's one reason why Zcash is pumping, because it's a privacy coin that trades on a few exchanges. There was another privacy coin that was doing pretty well, and that was Monero, but Monero got banned off a lot of exchanges. Had that not been the case, then I think Monero would have been getting this nice little pump that Zcash is getting right now. OFG is asking me what I think Bitcoin will do next. I think Bitcoin is ready to go up to higher prices in January. Yeah. Along with a lot of these altcoins too. I think we might get finally the relief rally that we've all been looking for. But we shall see. You know, maybe we get some bad news. You know, that sends the markets lower and creates more fear and anxiety in the markets. If one of these crypto, like the worst thing that could happen right now is if one of these cryptocurrency exchanges gets hacked and causes people to get scared of crypto, that would be like a nail in the coffin on, you know, the old coins and cryptocurrencies in general. Or even like if one of these cryptocurrency exchanges go bankrupt, I think that would be a nail in the coffin, and you know, we might see, you know, Bitcoin and crypto go to lower prices. But I think that's the only thing that's going to send us down to lower prices at this point. I think we're due for a bounce here on crypto and Bitcoin. All right. So yeah, looking at Zcash. Zcash trading at 529. I have looked at levels for us to look out for because of the VRVP indicator here. And we got a point of control at about roughly 410 bucks here. So Zcash was to come down. I would expect some support off of 410 and before it goes up to higher prices again. Let me get rid of the VRVP indicator since you've already seen it. Levels that I'm still looking out for if Zcash was to come down, it could come down to this 457 level here and use that as an area to try to bounce off, because you got some candle wick highs here at 457 and some candle closes at around that area. So that's another interesting area for us to get a bounce off of on Zcash. Now Zcash is going to continue being bullish, right? Let's turn that VRVP indicator here. If you get past pretty much the level that you're at right now at 529, 530, we do got some a little bit of resistance at 570, and then we got the value area high at 620, 625. That should be your next upside target on Zcash here, in my opinion. Yep. Do I think we'll see a new all-time high for Bitcoin? It's a lot to ask for. I think we might see Bitcoin push up to like 96K, continue being bullish, push up to like 102K, and then I think 102K, it's going to be tough for us to get past. I would get more excited about Bitcoin getting up to the, you know, the 200-day moving average, this red line here at 108K, 107K. Bitcoin starts doing that, and I'll start saying, hey, you know, it could be possible that we could try to hit to all-time highs if Bitcoin does get up to 108K. But, you know, looking at the chats here, yeah, there's going to be a lot of resistance at like 106K, 107K. You got a little bit of resistance at 102K. So, you know, the last significant lower high on Bitcoin was at 107, 108K. Bitcoin could climb all the way up there and then roll over and then make a lower high and come down to lower prices. That's what I'm worried about. I'm worried that unless we get up to like 108K, anything that we do between now and 107K is just going to end up being a lower high on Bitcoin. And then, you know, then the bears will take over and say, told you we're not going to all-time highs. And they'll be right if we're not able to get past 107, 108K. You get past 107, 108K, and now you're kind of making the case that we're in a bull run, bull trend here. And then you got to get past the other, you know, last lower high here at 116,400. And then I'll be like, all right, yeah, maybe Bitcoin's ready to go to 127K and make new all-time highs. But you got to get past these lower highs here. Are going to act as resistance going forward on Bitcoin. As well as these moving averages. These moving averages will act as resistance as well. You got 100K on the 50-day moving average, 105K on the 100, and 107K on the 200-day moving average. The moving average guys, they're going to look at trying to take profit at this area, and that might trigger a cascade of selling if you know, we get rejected at 101K here from that 50-day moving average. Yeah, you know, the bears will start making the case that Bitcoin's not actually able to get above the 200-day moving average. Bitcoin's not able to get past the lower high here at 116K. If you get rejected at that 101K, 102K area, yeah, they'll definitely say, yep, we're still in the bear market. 4-year cycle is in full effect. 4-year cycle is undefeated. That's what you'll start hearing people say. Anwar is in the chat. Good to see you, Anwar. Appreciate you coming to the Anwar. Appreciate you coming into the chat. If you guys are interested in trading on some of these cryptocurrency exchanges, I do have the link on my YouTube channel posted for WEEX. It says the referral code is XVDP. Go ahead and get started with WEEX if you can. I'll show you what the exchange kind of looks like right now. But if you get started, you'll be able to take advantage of some of these free airdrops that they got, where you can start trading futures accounts with them. I already got started with them myself, and you know, they gave me like $20 with a 20x leverage on Ethereum, and that is like what I'm trading right now. And it's a free trade. I got into it for free. Hopefully this thing, what is this? Give me that. Refresh this page here. All right. Server is down. What? All right, there we go. So yeah, you can see I'm in an Ethereum long here, 20x leverage long, and I got in at 29.38. Price is at 29.68. So this is just a free trade, and they even give you some vouchers where you don't have to pay the trading fees either when you first get started with them. But yeah, WEEX exchange, good exchange to get started with. For my TikTok guys, the link is in my bio. What do I got? TikTok right here. TikTok, the link to join WEEX exchange right here. Okay, and on WEEX you can actually trade PAXG, which is a coin that tracks the price of gold. Okay, so if you want to get into PAXG right here, that is your gold coin. That's currently trading at $4,360 a coin. And I also have a link to join MEXC if you guys want to trade on MEXC exchange. That is my link right there. Let me see if I can put this in the chat here. Copy. But yeah, if you go into the Meet Damien Discord server, which is free to join, you guys go there. And under the referral links and bonuses, you'll see where my links are to get started on these cryptocurrency exchanges. Let me see if I can go ahead and post that up here. That's the link for MEXC. And let's see. And let me go ahead and try to get the link here for WEEX here showing up. And that's the link for WEEX there. Jurga Trimsky, thank you for following me here on TikTok. Kay wants to know, is today a good day to buy or sell your gold? Oh my god. So I'm not gonna give you financial advice, but I will tell you if it looks good to long or short gold by looking at the chart here. I have been long in gold and silver myself. You just asked about gold right now. Gold currently trading at $4,338. Looking at the daily time frame here. Here's what I see with gold. Gold has come down to the 21 EMA, this white line here. I was sitting at like 43.02 yesterday. Now that's at 43.08. You can see that gold is also kind of getting support off the 76 retracement at $4,288. So I'd be inclined to look for a long or try to buy gold if you can. Okay. Your chance to sell it would have been Sunday or Monday when it was trading at 45.50. Yeah, I think gold is going to try to climb back up to 45.50. If we're gonna continue being bullish, if this is not the end of the rally here on gold, then yeah, you're definitely gonna see 4,500 all over again here for gold. And gold has been extremely bullish because you're above all the moving averages. You're above the 200, the 100, the 50-day moving average, and you're also above the 21 EMA. So being above the 21 EMA is in my opinion, that's extremely bullish, especially when the lines are just going up and to the right, up and to the right, and it's been doing this all throughout the year. I mean, had you bought gold about a year ago or earlier than that, I would think now is a good time to sell gold. But if you're trying to buy it, it's not the worst thing in the world. You're getting near the 21 EMA. Would be better if we dropped below 21 EMA and we came down to this 50-day moving average at 3,920. That would be a really better area to buy gold. That's your 0.5 retracement at 3,933. And you got confluence here with a 50-day moving average at 3,920. I would be targeting that for gold if I can. That's if it even does. It might not ever go down there. When's the last time we actually came down to that 50-day moving average, that green line? The last time we actually came next to the 50-day moving average was like back here in August, earlier August of this year. But then even before that, you've been above the 50-day moving average for the most part, and you didn't really, you haven't really gone below the 50-day moving average on gold since December of last year, December 30th, about a year ago. So we've been above the 50-day moving average since then on gold. I think gold's been a beast, obviously. But if you're lucky enough, maybe we come down to that 50-day moving average, you can buy gold. Right now, I would be trying to sell it. However, if you want to just buy the dip today because you're going to sell it later for a higher price, you do got the 1272 fib extension level above you. 4,890 would be a better price to sell your gold than where it is right now. And then you got the 1618 at 5,318. That's another area to try to sell your gold if you got some to sell. Anna Maleon is asking me what website do I use. I'm using TradingView to look at all these charts here. I got a link for that in my Discord. The Meet Damien Discord is free to join. And TradingView. You can join TradingView and put up like maybe 1 or 2 indicators here. But if you can use a bunch of indicators like I do, you're gonna need to get a subscription plan. And if you click on this link here, you'll earn $15 on, or you'll get a $15 discount on your TradingView plan. TradingView subscription plan, yep. Alright. Oh man. I feel like we got a pretty good live stream here, guys. I'm thinking about regaining my energy here. JJ is asking what's better, PAXG or AUX? They're both on cryptocurrency exchanges. AUX, is that supposed to be like a play on silver? Or is that... Oh, I think that might actually be a gold cryptocurrency. AUX. How come I can't find that here? Are you talking about XAU? I think that's what you misspelled it. XAU USD. Yeah. Yeah, you kind of messed up there, but that's all right. I think I knew what you meant. You're talking about XAU cryptocurrency, which is another crypto that trades on the price of gold, and it looks like XAU is relatively new. So I don't know really too much about it, but it does seem like it's tracking the price of gold right now at 4,346 bucks. I just don't have that much data to go off of here. I'm sure, like, you know, buying XAU is just the same as buying PAXG, which is the same as buying gold. I'm just more familiar with PAXG because that is a gold cryptocurrency that's been around for a while now. I got all this data to look at on the charts here. But yeah, XAU. Just another way to trade gold on the cryptocurrency exchange. And yeah, another cryptocurrency exchange I like using here is MEXC. Don't forget to you know, register with MEXC using the Meet Damien referral code here. But if you register with MEXC, they do got the lowest fees in the game, and they have they do have PAX G here. Do they have XAU? Let me just check. They do. So you can trade XAU on MEXC exchange as well. So I'm not sure why you would pick one over the other, but they do got that on MEXC exchange here. I like MEXC exchange because their trading fees are low, and I love their trading their platform here. So much data. I really feel like a professional trader when I'm when I'm trading on MEXC here. Right now I'm in a 25x long on Bitcoin. I got in at $87,300 here. And right now we're at 88,300, and I'm up about 28% on my my long on Bitcoin here. I got into this I believe yesterday is when I bought this long. Let's see what it looks like here. All right, let's get into the 1 hour chat. Yes, I bought Bitcoin at 87,300 last night. When I got off my live stream, and I took partial profits at 89,150, mainly because there was a moving average above us on the 4 hour time frame. I tried selling and taking partial profit when we got up to this 200 moving average on the 4 hour time frame. And I would like to take more profit at 90K. I'm just targeting 90K right now here. And if I do that, I'll make about 121 bucks. I'll be up 76%. Right now, my stop loss is at just a little bit above break even. And yeah, I only make about $3, enough to cover the fees. Yeah, I like using MEXC. I like using MEXC, and I like using WEEX. And like I said, I got the referral links. The referral links are in my Meet Damien Discord, but also you can find them in the bio and the description. And for my YouTube guys, you can find the link for MEXC and WEEX should be in the description of this this video, this live stream that I'm on right now. Hate to be all pushy and salesy, but this is a great way to support me, because when you guys trade using my referral code, I do get a portion of the trading fees. So it's not just going strictly to the cryptocurrency exchange. I would make some of that money in the form of commission. So it's one way to support me here on the Meet Damien channel, is using those links there. What am I doing about the trading fees? You know, trading fees is just the cost of doing business. But that's one reason why I got that link there on TikTok, right? You if you join on WEEX exchange right now, you use this link here. You use my XBDP code here, okay? You're gonna avoid paying some trading fees in the beginning because you're signing up as one of my referrals. So let me see if I can get into WEEX exchange and the promotions right now. What are they doing? They got a new user bonus here on WEEX, okay, where you can unlock about $30,000 of rewards here, okay, and they'll give you some position airdrops to start trading on their futures exchange here. But yeah, you can see they'll give you up to like $30,000 of possible bonuses here for you to play around with on MEXC exchange. I mean on WEEX exchange. I said the wrong one. Eandre says the market should just close for the rest of the week. Well, cryptocurrency doesn't close. Cryptocurrency trades 24/7, 365, 366 on a leap year. And this is just great for people who want to just continue day trading. Cryptocurrencies allow you to do that. Cryptocurrency exchanges allow you to do that. Let's see. I was trying to get into silver. Let's see what price of silver is doing right now. So we did see silver had a nice nasty drop here on Monday. It opened at like 79 bucks, went as high as like 83 bucks before coming down to like $70, and then finishing the day at like $72. I actually got into a silver long using Coinbase Exchange here, and I was able to trade silver. I got in at about 72 bucks. And right now, silver trading at $76. I think silver is just hanging out near this Fibonacci retracement at $75. That's the 786 retracement there. If silver was to continue going down to lower prices here, we could, well, we already did hit the 618, 65 retracement. We came down to like 70 bucks already. So we already had the nice decent retracement here on silver. But if it goes down a little bit further than that, there is a 0.5 retracement at 64 bucks, and that's right where that 21 EMA is sitting at, is $64. $64.90. This is where silver could come down if we're gonna be bearish from here and not bullish. Well, let's see. I want to look at silver on the 15-minute time frame. What are we doing on the 15-minute time frame? This is kind of like a day trading time frame here. Well, it is. Yeah, anything like 1 hour or less is like a day trade time frame. You got bounced off of the 200 moving average at $75. This is actually where I'm trying to add some more silver at like 75 bucks if I can. Looks like we're on the 50-minute. We got a red bearish engulfing candle here. If we get some more red candles here, I would like to get filled in on my order for silver with Coinbase Exchange. Let's see how is that doing so far. This is what it's like trading on Coinbase. Coinbase also has a cryptocurrency exchange and futures platform here. And if I wanted to trade various futures here on Coinbase, you know, you got silver, Bitcoin, gold, Ethereum, XRP, Solana futures, natural gas. If you want to get into natural gas, they got oil futures as well. But here on silver futures, let's see. I think I already have an open order right now. Yeah, I'm trying to buy silver at 75 bucks if I can. Let's see what it looks like on the chats. Yeah, we almost came down to $75.10. An hour before I started this live stream, I was a little bit frustrated. Like, damn it, I wanted that. But it makes sense. It bounced off the 15-minute 200 moving average here. My entry was a little bit below that, but it would have been nice if they came and scooped me up. Well, so far, no bueno. Not yet. I might have to wait a little bit. And then the market right now is about to close. Oh, wait, the market is closed for silver. I take that back. Yeah. It opens up in 14 minutes here. So who knows? Maybe I'll get filled. Maybe I won't. But let me go ahead and finish up. I'll give you my last closing thoughts here on Bitcoin, and then that's going to be it for my live stream here, guys. We got right now price of Bitcoin currently trading at 88,278. I'm looking at the 50-minute time frame here. Why not? Bitcoin also got a bounce off of its 200 moving average on the 15-minute time frame. Let's look at the 1 hour time frame here, because this will give me an idea as like what Bitcoin might do later on tonight going into tomorrow. So we got a bounce off the moving averages here. That's good to see. And let's look at the momentum indicators to figure out what the direction might be. Ooh, I don't know if I like this. So buying pressure is dying down here. We need to see buying pressure start increasing again for us to get higher prices on Bitcoin. But it looks like we could get a MACD crossover later on tonight, and that would signify you need to take profit on your Bitcoin and possibly enter a short. So this I'm not I'm not too happy to see on the 1 hour time frame here. I want to see buying pressure start increasing again. Do not go red. Do not pass go. Do not do a crossover to the downside, please. On Marcus FRB, funny enough, you did get a green buy dot here this hour at 5 p.m. Eastern time. So, and what I want to see is money flow start increasing again. I don't know. This is weird because you're losing momentum, but you're getting a green buy dot. So are buyers just trying to step in and support Bitcoin at this price? I don't know. But it's not showing up on the MACD. Like if we're gonna stop going down, then you want to see buying pressure increase again when you get more green candles here. Let's see. Is there another case where it kind of did that? Like yeah, you kind of want to see something like this where buying pressure starts coming down a little bit, and then it starts increasing. So that would be nice to see. Maybe we might get that. We have to pay attention. The next couple hours are kind of important right now for Bitcoin. If we don't start climbing up towards 89K again on Bitcoin, if we don't get up to like maybe like 88,700 or something like that, then I think Bitcoin wants to actually sell off later on tonight. And if we do sell off, I wouldn't expect Bitcoin to go lower than 86,800 because this has been acting as support a bunch of times now already. 86,800 is that level to be looking out for, where you should try to enter a long if you can. Try to buy the dip if it does go down to that level. But yeah, 1 hour time frame. We got that little sell off here this afternoon, and now we're also in cash and bids again. That's interesting. If Bitcoin continues to be bullish, then we're going to see if it hits that $90,500 level. We went up to 89,343 today, and then we went up to like 90,300 yesterday or Sunday night. I think that's going to be a target. Anywhere between like 90K to 90,500 for the day traders out there on Bitcoin. Oh no. I just lost my camera there. James Rollins asking me what my prediction for silver next year. That's a tall order. I mean, I guess next year is 2 days from now, right? I can give you my prediction for 2 days. I think silver is going to probably not go below $40 anytime soon, to be honest. The 200-day moving average is sitting at $42. So I think if silver was to just out of nowhere just violently correct down, I think some people would still try to pick up silver at $42 an ounce, which is where that 200-day moving average is sitting at right now. So I think that's the lowest price you'll see for silver in the next few months, maybe next year. But going forward, higher prices for silver, like we got the 1272 Fibonacci extension at $94 and the 1618 at 100. We could see $100 silver sometime later on next year. I don't know what's going to cause that to happen, but it's saying that that's a possibility here. That is insane if it does do that. But I guess if you talk to like a lot of the gold and silver bugs, they would say this is expected. Like they've been waiting for this moment for years now. And now the price is catching up to like where it should have been. Yeah, demand is through the roof on silver. I bought silver myself in 2020 during COVID crash in March of 2020, and I bought some silver at like $14 an ounce. Some silver coins and silver bars, and I sold some this summer at like $35. So I more than doubled my money on silver. I did not think it was going to double again after I sold it this summer. But sure enough, that's what silver did. That's pretty crazy to think that it did that. Alright guys, that's going to be it for this live stream. I appreciate you coming on. I feel like we had a pretty good live stream. I thank you guys for coming on to this live stream here. And yeah, let's try to do this again. Tomorrow I'm trying to do an earlier, maybe like a earlier stream. Maybe like at like 1 or 2 p.m. is when I'll start and go to like 3 or 4 p.m. maybe. So it'll be a little bit earlier than this time slot. But yeah, I'm going to try to go live around like 1 or 2 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. So I can get ready for my New Year's later on that night. And I hope you guys have a great New Year's. We'll try to do a monthly candle close stream. And we will look at the monthly candle for Bitcoin and try to figure out, you know, what Bitcoin looks like on the larger time frames. Because that's always a good time. Like the end of the month and the beginning of the month is a good time to like review what Bitcoin has done on the monthly time frame. Yeah, that's going to be it for today, guys. I will see you tomorrow. We'll plan on doing an afternoon stream tomorrow around like 1 or 2 p.m. Eastern time. Take care and good luck trading on whatever asset you get yourself involved with here, guys. Good luck trading.